What's going on, everybody? So today is probably the video that I'm most excited to make. And for me, probably the most proud accomplishment I've had so far in herpetoculture. I just hatched out my first ever and the first ever clutch, potentially outside of Indonesia, of Aru Scrub Pythons. This is a species or a locality type that I've been working with for about 6 years now, and one that has given me some challenges when it comes to breeding. This female who laid the clutch this year has cycled and reabsorbed her follicles 3 straight years before now. So she finally went through the whole process, and these babies are absolutely mind-blowing. So without further ado, I can't wait to show you guys these babies. All right, so here they are. They just started hatching last night. When I came home, I saw that 4 of the eggs had been cut by the snakes, which I always like to see. It's a good sign of strong, healthy babies. Then I went ahead and manually pipped all the rest. Some of them were already, had already pierced their membrane. Some of them have not yet, but by the morning time, all of them had. And 2 of the babies are out of the egg. So take a quick look at them. And like I said in the intro, this is the first time that these have been bred in captivity in the United States, potentially in the world outside of Indonesia. Like I said, there is rumors of a clutch that I've heard of from Europe, but I never saw any pictures or anything. And if it did happen, none of those animals are still around anymore, unfortunately. But either way, very, very happy to have finally made this happen. But by saying that, my point is that I had really had no reference point as to what babies were going to look like. I obviously could guess based on what the other southern amethystina types look like, and it's fairly similar. The thing about Arus that kind of make them unique is that their adult coloration is not too far off from their neonate coloration. So it'll be pretty cool to see how their OCCs go and just how long it takes them to reach that adult mature coloration or something resembling it. The youngest ones that I've ever raised up were about yearlings when I got them as wild-caught imports, and they already essentially had adult coloration, just a little bit darker. So it'll be cool to see what happens just by peeking into these eggs. There's quite a variety of base color, and then even between these two, there's some variety as well. The one that's in my left hand here has more of a sparse pattern, a little bit, I guess, more of a lighter orange coloration. And then this one here in both my hands now has a bit of a tighter pattern and a more rich coloration as well. So it'll be cool to see what happens. As I'll show you guys later on in the video, the sire of this clutch is a really, really phenomenal animal. He's almost kind of like a hypo. So it'll be cool to see if any of the babies grow up to look like him as well. But I'm going to put these guys back in the incubator, wait for the rest of these guys to crawl out, and the next clip you will see is more of the babies out of the egg. All right, so it's day 2 of the Arus hatching, and there are a lot more out today. In my experience with scrub pythons, it kind of typically goes like this. They'll pip, and then the next morning, 1 or 2 will be out. Then the next morning, most but not all will be out. And then usually by the next day, the rest will follow. Well, this is no exception to that rule. There are 6 out now, if my count is correct, meaning that 4 additional babies hatched from the crop that was out yesterday. Take a look at a couple of these guys. I mean, they are very big, healthy babies. They're looking absolutely phenomenal. Big old pile here in the corner. There's already a ton of variety in them, even from day 1, which is really cool. Absolutely gorgeous. It'll be fun to see what they look like after their first shed. But yeah, even in my hand right now, it's kind of almost 4 different shades of the snakes and 4 individuals. Super, super cool. All right, so not going to disturb these guys too much right here, but all of the Arus are finally out. And now I just have them in this tub here in the incubator, kind of help them, absorb their yolk and everything. Whenever I have a perfect clutch like this, I like to keep them together in the incubator for a little while. They seem to do better afterward when I let them sit for a while. And it's also really cool to see all the babies together. So yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled about this clutch. I can't wait for their first sheds. Definitely going to be doing update videos as these guys go. Picking holdbacks will be next to impossible with them, but definitely not a bad problem to have whatsoever. But yeah, so here's all the babies. Next, we will show you guys the parents. All right, and here's the mom of the babies right here. She's my biggest female Aru Scrub Python, and about 11 feet long. A bit surprising that she only laid 9 eggs, but it was just her first time breeding, so definitely not complaining by any means. She had developed follicles, locked and everything the past 3 years before finally going for the first time this year. So I'm just grateful that something finally came of her breeding. If things go the way that it seems they do with most scrub pythons, if I'm lucky enough to get another clutch from her, it'll probably be significantly larger than this one. My guess would be somewhere in the mid-teens. But even just to get any Aru Scrub Python babies was a dream come true. Like I said, the first ones produced in the United States, something that I'm very happy that I was able to do, to be able to kind of further the bloodlines of these animals, make sure that we have them for the long run in herpetoculture. Just a really beautiful snake, big girl as well. And I'm super glad that she finally had a clutch for me. All right, so here's the sire of the clutch. You may recognize him from the Aru video that went out a few weeks ago. But he's that really nice kind of hypo-ish individual. And I'm really, really excited to have babies from him. It'll be really cool to see how they develop, if any of them kind of end up with this appearance as they grow. Just to have offspring from him is something that is really, really special. From the moment I unbagged him, I knew that he was one of the most special scrubs I'd ever seen. So to be able to have his offspring is really a dream come true. All right, everybody, thank you for checking out that video. If you liked it, please subscribe here on the YouTube channel. I drop a new video every single Friday. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Instagram at Scrub Shepherd, Stephen Cush on Facebook, and Cush Reptile on Morph Market. I also host a podcast every Wednesday night called Cush's Corner on the Trap Talk Reptile Network, and that is at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, thank you guys for checking out the video, and I'll catch you all back here next week for a new one.